say
yo 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 yo.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Friday.
Yes, it's Friday. Good morning.
What's happening? We here.
How you feeling?
Blessed, black, and highly favored, man.
Drop a bomb for my son Jackson. Yesterday he got the game ball for his baseball team yesterday. So congratulations to Jackson. He was super duper excited.
What did he do to win the game ball? How good of a game did he have?
Well, he got 2 hits. He got a single and a double, hit it into the outfield. But you know, when you're 8 years old, when you smack it into the outfield, that's a big thing.
Okay.
So he smacked it into the outfield yesterday, got a double, and then had an RBI. So
that's dope. Dominicans get their kids playing baseball early, man. You're getting them started early.
Not Dominican, sir.
Yes,
I'm black.
you are.
No,
yes,
I'm black.
Okay.
I'm black. And you know what? I'm glad you said that because Rob Parker will be joining us this morning. He's a sports analyst, sports writer.
Legendary sports analyst, sports writer.
And I was talking to somebody yesterday. Shout to Jason Griffith. You know, he works at Sony Records. He's a record promoter out there. He hit me yesterday and was like, yo, you don't know how much of a legend Rob is. And I said, what do you mean? He was like, when I was a kid, he would actually coach the young kids how to play baseball. He was his first coach and was trying to get minorities into playing baseball back in Queens. So salute to Rob Park. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was a coach and coaching Little League and did all that.
Well, tell Jason, of course we know how much of a legend Rob Parker is. That's why he's on the Breakfast Club this morning. I saw Rob in the street. And I was like, oh, shoot, Rob Parker. You know what I mean? That's like, so yes, we know how much of a legend Rob Parker is. He's got a website and a podcast called MLBbro.com. And I think it's dope because, you know, Rob is, like you said, he's trying to get more black people into baseball.
To baseball,
you
right.
know what I mean? So it's dope. Even though your children are Dominican. And
my
it's
children
all good.
are not Dominican.
It's
they're black.
good.
But, yeah, and I love that. And I love the fact that growing up in Queens, you know, it was hard to play baseball because there weren't too many baseball teams out there. So, like, I had to go to Long Island to play baseball. I know certain areas like Rosedale and Queens had baseball, but there was basketball everywhere. There was football, soccer, because it's a very Caribbean town in Queens. I grew up, like, in a Haitian town, so soccer was big.
Oh, so mad Haitians and Dominicans.
No, I didn't say Dominicans.
Wow.
I said I grew up in a Haitian town, a Haitian area, and it was heavy soccer, football is what they called it. So,
who else we got this morning?
All right, we got the Tejada brothers from Power. You know them. That's Lavelle Adams Gray and Woody McClain. They'll be joining us this morning.
Kane and Drew will be here this morning.
That's right.
Okay.
And also, over the weekend, they're doing a huge doula expo, all right? And Latham Thomas is putting it on.
Glow.
She'll be joining us this morning to talk about that as well.
This is the third doula expo. I spoke at the doula expo last year. Latham, Mama Glow, as we call her, she is my family's doula. She delivered my last 2.
Now, for people who don't know what a doula does, because I've never had a doula, I have 6 kids. What does the doula do during delivery?
Everything the daddy don't do. Everything the daddy's supposed to be doing, but he
like
don't.
What?
Meaning providing emotional support. Even though I was providing emotional support, but not like she does. But I mean, it's not even just like during the actual birth. It's like, you know, for the 8-9 months leading up to the birth. You know, just constantly with the wife, making sure the wife is, you know, taking the proper things that she should be taking, and, you know, just there for them.
Okay.
You know, she can explain it better than I can.
Okay.
But
I'm just asking because she was there for 2 years, right?
Dude, the last 2.
Your last 2, yeah.
Shows you how much I was paying attention. I just was okay.
Games on.
I do remember one thing in particular. I remember my wife was supposed to have gone into labor already, but hadn't. And I remember Latham telling her to take a cup of castor oil. And I remember she went into labor that night after taking that cup of castor oil.
Really?
Yep.
Usually they say sex.
Not a cup of castor oil, but like
a shot.
Some castor oil.
Some castor oil.
Yeah, some castor oil.
Right.
I remember that.
Right. And castor oil meaning not because somebody been.
I remember the acupuncture too. It was the for our 4th child. It was the same thing. The baby was supposed to be there that week. It's like do some acupuncture. She did some acupuncture, and I think the baby she went into labor that day.
Really?
Yeah, or that night. Yep.
Because usually they say sex or if the mom walks. So they tell the mom to walk around the mall.
Yeah, that sounds like the stuff y'all Googled. Yeah. I'm not saying that don't work, but you know.
We never had no problem.
That ain't the stuff the doula provided.
Nah.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's get the show cracking. We got front page news coming up. Tesla and Figaro will be joining us, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now, Tesla and Figaro is here. Good morning, Tez.
The Hood Whisperer.
Good morning, DJ NV and Charlamagne.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Glad it's Friday.
You and me both. Let's get right into it. Now, last night, the sports, the Nuggets beat the Lakers 108-103. The Lakers were up by like 12 at one point, but they couldn't hold down the Nuggets. The Nuggets lead that series 2-0.
And I think the Nuggets going to win it all, personally. I mean, I picked Golden State at the beginning of the year, but I think the Nuggets going to win it all.
Now, let's get into some news. Now, white supremacist label is the same as saying the N-word?
Yes, according to Marjorie Taylor Greene, at a press conference, the far-right Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene spoke about a confrontation outside the Capitol the day before with the New York Democratic Congressman Jamal Bowman. Greene said that Bowman was shouting at the top of his lungs, cursing, calling me a white supremacist, which I take great offense to that. It's like calling a person of color the N-word, which should never happen. Calling me a white supremacist is equal to that, and that is wrong. Now, Representative Jamal Bowman did respond. Let's take a listen to what he had to say. We'll talk about it on the other side.
Marjorie Taylor Greene in her press conference this morning said something incredibly dangerous and incredibly reckless about me, talking about my demeanor as being aggressive and saying that she feels intimidated by me. Unfortunately, this country has a history of characterizing black men who are outspoken, who stand their ground, and who push back as being threatening or intimidating. So she's not even using a dog whistle. She's using a bullhorn to put a target on my back to the people that she refers to as MAGA people out there who might want to cause harm. This is the same reason why Mike Brown was killed.
Salute to Congressman Jamal Bowman. I like that brother a lot, and he's absolutely right. You know what I mean? And she knows what she was doing. It's the same reason. It's the same way when you see that young lady, that white woman this week with the city bikes, when she started yelling and screaming,
yep.
You know what I mean? Because the brothers had the city bikes, she started yelling, help.
Like they started crying, fake tears and all that.
They know how to weaponize their whiteness when they need to.
Mm-hmm. All right. Mm-hmm. Well, that is front page news.
And question, is it safe to call a white person a white supremacist if they call me an N-word?
It's pretty safe.
Yeah,
I think you've been doing it quite a bit here lately.
Yeah, if they call me an N-word, I don't prefer a white supremacist. I prefer a cracker. That's my
either or.
That's my retort of choice.
Go for it.
Yes.
All right. Well, get it off your chest. We'll see you in a couple minutes, Tez. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, again, hit us up. 800-585-1051. I just want to tell you people about out there about road rage, all right? A friend of mine yesterday was in Atlanta, and the light changed. He beeped the horn, and the guy in front of him didn't move, so he beeped the horn again. And the guy pulled up on the side of him and was like, yo, have a little patience. So my man was like, the light changed. So I'm just beeping to let you know. He's like, have it F you. So my man was like, F you. Pulled off, right? Guy pulls up on the side of him. He goes, hey, yo, nigga. My man looks, he sprays him with mace in the car.
The black dude sprayed him with mace?
No, the white dude sprayed the black dude with mace.
and see, that ain't funny, but it's funny, man. You yell, hey, N-word, and then the person looking, then you get an eye full of mace?
Definitely did.
God damn.
And he couldn't do nothing, so the first thing you do is you try to wipe your eyes, and it makes it worse. So now he was stuck in the light. He couldn't chase the guy. Couldn't do anything.
I'm honest with you, though. It could have been way worse in 2023.
I told him that.
The way America likes to play with guns.
I told him, leave people alone.
Especially when it comes to that road rage. I say the same thing. But clearly that was a white racist in that car.
Absolutely.
Clearly that was a white supremacist.
Clearly.
If you lead with, hey, N-word.
Yes, clearly. Yeah. All right. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. It's a Friday. Let us know how you feel.
I see Rick Ross venting this morning on my guy.
What's he saying?
Damn.
What's he saying?
We talk about it when we get back. Somebody just sent me this.
That's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Break it up. This is your time to get it off your chest.
Keep calling.
800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Concerned Lunch Lady.
Concerned Lunch Lady. Good morning, Concerned Lunch Lady. Get it off your chest.
By the way, I love lunch ladies. My grandmother was a lunch lady at Arce Ready Intermediate School in Moncks Corner, South Carolina.
Well, we thank you from the Myrtle Beach area.
Hey, okay.
And yes, my concern is the politicians always talking about giving teachers and bus drivers raises. And what about bus drivers? What about custodians and cafeteria workers?
That's right.
We work just as hard. We're the only ones that see every student in the building.
That's right.
Every day.
I would say.
And we make less than $600 every 15 days, and it's no big deal to them.
I never even thought about how much my grandmother made. My grandmother was a lunch lady, and my cousin Gloria.
Wow, yeah, you never think about it.
My cousin Gloria was a lunch lady.
But yeah, you're right, Mama. Absolutely. You definitely deserve raises. You definitely have to deal with some crazy kids sometimes, so you definitely deserve all the love.
Yes.
Well, we love you and we appreciate you, Mama.
And my cousin.
Thank you, and y'all have an awesome day.
And my grandma's cousin, Miss Francis, was a lunch lady. 'Cause all of them was cool. You know what I mean? Like my cousin Gloria and my grandma used to live by each other, and my cousin Francis used to live up the street from us. They was all lunch ladies.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Indy calling in.
Indy, good morning. Get it off your chest.
I just want to blast Howard University. They need to give a little bit more money in loans. I'm sorry, in scholarship.
Oh, you're saying Howard University should be giving more back to the students?
Yes.
Okay, well blast them. I never mind
That's
when somebody
fair.
blasts Howard University.
You're from Hampton. You're from Hampton.
I don't mind when somebody blasts Howard.
Right.
Go ahead,
No, I'm from Florida. I am from Florida. And it don't make sense. My daughter get accepted in so many other schools for art programs. So Howard University is offering the littlest money than the other schools. And she looked forward to attending a black excellence school.
Let me ask you a question.
They're not offering anything.
Was the other schools that gave her more scholarship money, were they HBCUs?
No, they're not HBCUs.
And that's part of the problem. A lot of times, you know, and shout to Howard, shout to all the HBCUs. A lot of the HBCUs don't have the money to give scholarships like a lot of these PWI schools do. And that's the problem. So we have to make sure as alumni that we donate, that we go to those galas, that we make sure we send money back to our schools and funnel money back to those colleges so that they can give kids scholarships and can give kids book scholarships and jobs and all those other things.
They can't give you.
A lot of time they just don't have it, Mama, because they don't have the endowment that a lot of these other colleges do have.
Yeah, they can't give you what they don't got.
Yeah, you're right. You're so right.
And I got in it, and I don't ever want us to. I don't ever want people to think we're not practicing what we preaching, because I have an endowment fund at South Carolina State University, and my grandmother's name, actually, my grandmother who was a lunch lady, called the Ford Family Scholarship.
Yeah, and we just recently had a gala a week ago in the city for Hampton University. I think we raised over $100,000. And that exactly is for that student that might just need a couple of dollars to graduate but can't afford it. So that money will go to them. I don't remember the collective that put it on, but I was there, Thea was there, Kendra G was there, Adema was there. So many people were there. DJ Precise, and they donated. They raised over $100,000. So those are the things that we try to do to give back to those universities. So to make sure that the students can have the scholarships that is well needed. But get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
It's a new day.
This is your time to get it off your chest.
Wake up.
Whether you're mad or blessed.
It's time to get up and get something.
Call up now. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
It's Edward.
Edward, good morning. Get it off your chest.
Good morning. I was calling because I'm still blessed to see another day and be out free, whatever. I had a road rage incident where this lady tried to run me off the road even with her kids in the car, and I had to fire a shot at her, but then had to call the police and all that.
Why you fire a shot at the lady, though?
Because she was running me off the road.
And what happened when the cops came? Did they arrest you or did they drop the charges?
Well, they actually tried to charge me with it at first with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, but I had witnesses on my side, but the case got dropped.
Wow.
Now, I know they say for every reaction there's an equal and opposite reaction, and you can't tell somebody how to react. But I've never thought about that as self-defense, but I guess it is, right? If somebody's trying to run you off the road and you feel like your life is in danger, can you use a stand your ground type of mentality with that and fire a shot?
I feel like it'd be hard to beat, because I think most people would be like, well, you could just stop the car. You ain't got to keep driving. You could just stop the car unless you feel threatened, like they're charging at you. But
yeah, if she had pulled a gun on you,
then you would see it. But
I can see that.
If somebody tries to run you off the road, they could be like, oh, you could just stop the car.
Yeah.
Right. I wouldn't think I was going to beat either, but even 18-wheeler was trying to run her off the road. Extra bad, she was trying to swerve everybody off the road. I'm like, why would you even put your kids in danger like that?
Hold on, so you saw the kids in the car with her?
Yeah, the kids are just...
And you still fired a shot?
Run around the van. Yeah, I know. I was trying to just aim toward, like, not at the kids, but just at the driver, trying to, like, slow her down or something, trying to... But people just don't do what they want to do regardless. And she was just laughing the whole time, like it didn't even matter.
Yeah, I'm not no lawyer, no law enforcement, but I don't see how you win that case, bro. If you saw a car full of kids and you still fired a shot, I get it. I can't tell nobody how to react, but damn.
Hello, who's this?
Hello, DJ Envy, show me the guy. Just the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Peace,
Jessica, good morning. Get it off your chest.
Okay, so I went on a date the other day, and I just want y'all to tell me if I'm bugging.
What happened?
So this dude So basically what happened, this dude wanted to take me out. I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. We ended up going out to Ruth Chris, and, you know, everything was going good, and I eventually asked him what is it that he was looking for. And I got the impression that he was not trying to be in something serious. So I'm like, okay, no problem. As soon as the bill came, I told the waiter to split the check. He was like, oh, no. I'm like, no. I'll pay for my own food and you pay for your own food. I don't want you to waste your money spending, I don't want you to waste your money spending on a girl that you don't want to be in a relationship with. And he was just looking at me mad crazy and saying I was doing too much. He took me home and then I pulled out more money to give him gas money.
What are you trying to tell us, man? You an independent woman?
No, I'm not saying that I'm not trying to say that I'm an independent woman. I just sit there and believe that, look, if I want a dude to go ahead and like take me out, I want him to know what he wants. You feel me? Don't sit there and say, oh, I want to sit there and casual date and see, you know, like what's out there. Like, no, if that's the case, why can't you say, oh, let's go hang out and eat?
Well, he did tell you what he wanted. You just didn't like what he said. He said he wasn't really looking for a serious relationship.
Well, but do you believe that casual dating is like a waste of time?
I mean, I don't, but you know, you're old. I don't know how old you are. You might be looking for something.
I'm 32.
Yeah, you're clearly looking for something more serious. So to you, yes, casual dating is a waste of time. But don't you have to casual date in order
find somebody
you're gonna
settle down with?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I have to disagree. I just feel that if you want to, like, I feel like if you say that they want to go ahead and casual date, I feel like they just don't know what they want.
You can't be picking rings after the first dinner, baby.
Yeah, that's
you can't pick rings after the first date. Like, you know, you're going to have to do some casual dating in order to find that person that you want to spend the rest of your life with.
All right.
There's levels to this relationship thing, I would think.
Yes. Well, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, you can hit us up. Now, we got rumors on the way.
And when we come back, we're going to find out why Rick Ross told Envy, bow down, beige boy.
I'm not going back and forth with that fat man, but we'll talk about it when we come back. Yeah, he's still fat.
Damn.
He overweight. He's chunky. He can't fit in some of the cars that I drive or purchase or buy.
Whoa.
He has to stay with the old school cars because those cars are big, for real.
Whoa.
For real.
Why are you doing this, man?
Nah, I mean, I get it. I mean, it's just like his crib. He Airbnb that crib. That ain't his house.
Whoa!
Eddie Murphy slept in his bed. The cast of Boomerang slept in his bed. The Mexican he allegedly slept in his bed.
It was Coming to America.
Coming to America. They all slept in his bed. The cast of Boomerang, they shot Boomerang there too. They all slept in his bed. Yeah, remember the movie Boomerang that was on a series on HBO, whatever it was? They did it after.
Oh yeah, because he rents the house out.
Yeah, he slept in his bed.
What's wrong with that?
Well, what celebrity you know that rent their house out that they sleep at? Would you rent your house out where you sleep at?
I think he got mad houses.
No, that's where he sleeps at.
Could you wait till Rumor
answer
Report?
the question? Would you rent out your house that you sleep in? What celebrity that you know that's in the 1% that rents out their house? You think Jay-Z would have people in his house and sleep in his bed? Huh?
Could we wait till Rumor Report?
Huh? Eddie Murphy got them all on his bed and that's where he sleeps?
What is wrong with you? Eddie Murphy sleeping in somebody's bed is crazy.
That's crazy.
Need to cut this out. It's The Breakfast Club. We'll be back with Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
Don't you say a word. It's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, DJ Envy. It's time for the Rumor Report. And today, Rick Ross is sending a message to DJ Envy about their car shows.
I'm tired of this.
Rumor has it. Rumor has it.
Call out a name or you gossiping or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on The Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Yes, on The Breakfast Club.
Now, all week long, we've been playing Rick Ross from Drink Champs. Rick Ross had some things to say about DJ Envy's car show. And, you know, Rick Ross does his own car show. And they've been kind of having a light back and forth, but Rick Ross has escalated things with this message that he sent to DJ Envy about their car shows. Let's listen.
And since we on our car show, DJ Envy, you will never be on my level. We do car shows with rappers and my dead homies.
Whoa.
So what you doing in Memphis, that's for Dolph. And I believe Dolph legacy should live on, but make sure every penny you make, you donate the Dolph family. And Envy, don't nobody build cars to come to your car show, Envy. Don't nobody drive from out of state to come to your car show, Envy. The beige rage. But make sure them people got everything they need, Envy. And Memphis, y'all better hold Envy to it. Hey, Envy, when you go to Houston, that's Trey show, nigga. Everywhere you go, you rent. You rent. Them people got to put you out by what, 4 o'clock? This is my front yard. Bow down, beige boy.
Now, before you reply, you breathe. You breathe. Turn the ether off. Nope. Don't take ether off right now. You take ether off right now, Red. Don't you do this.
Turn
you
my
take
theme
ether
music
off.
on.
You put something nice on.
Turn my
put
theme
Mary
music
J.
on.
Blige, Be Happy on.
Turn my theme music on.
Put Baby Shark on.
Now,
don't you dare play ether.
Let's be honest, right?
Oh, God.
Ross.
Oh, God.
You Airbnb your home.
You got to stop.
The house that you sleep in.
Envy, stop.
Eddie Murphy slept in your bed.
What is this?
They shot Coming to America and Eddie Murphy man-milked your bed.
Whoa, so you saying Eddie Murphy didn't just come to America, he came in America on Rick Ross's bed. You need to stop this.
The cast of Boomerang, they shot at your crib, they slept in your bed.
What's wrong with that, though? He rented his house to them.
Who rents their house? Let me ask you a question.
Could you don't ask me nothing.
Ask you a
don't
question.
ask me anything in this segment.
You think Jay-Z would rent the crib out that he sleeps at? You know, he just talked about the 1%. You think Jay-Z would rent the crib out that he sleeps in? 50 Cent would never.
50 Cent has.
No, he's never rented out his crib that he slept in, that he lives in. 50 Cent has never.
Oh, he didn't live in that house in Connecticut?
Never.
Oh.
Any of your favorite rappers, Lil Wayne, you think Lil Wayne would rent out the crib that he sleeps in and have another man putting man milk in his bed?
Why do you keep saying this? Because you stop saying this. You don't know this to be true, and I don't even know why you're doing this.
He rented the crib out. He's
got
crib.
more than one house,
Airbnb crib. No, but that's where he lives. I got more than one house, but people don't sleep in my bed.
Could you just talk about your car show being for the community? I tried to coach you on this. But
that's what it is. That's I don't have to be out by 5, but Eddie Murphy comes at 7 to man milk my bed.
Listen, could you just keep your car show about the community? Stop being petty.
Call me beige boy, fat boy.
You are beige.
If you have high blood pressure, you're in before 12. Diabetes, in before 12.
Now stop. People have diabetes. A lot of us have diabetes.
Gout, in before 12.
A lot of us don't have gout. Gout might be safe space.
Yes,
stop.
And yes, you're absolutely right. That was cute. You put a young Dolph, you had a little young Dolph rug. That was very cute. But we do things for the community. I'm not that guy that's going to charge somebody $500 to get in because I couldn't sleep with myself.
There you go. Bring it back in. There you go.
So what we do is we charge for people like me when I grew up and I couldn't afford certain things and we were looking for that discount. That's why we start our prices at $19.99 because we want families to come. We want families to enjoy. Family can't pay $500. And we get people from all over the country that come to our car shows. And besides that, Ross, you talking about all these things. I'm doing it with Paper Route, which is the company that Young Dolph owns, you idiot.
So a lot of chat.
Sucker.
So the money is going to the family.
I'm doing it with Paper Route.
Yes.
I'm doing it with his company.
Yes.
You idiot.
Could y'all stop now? Don't do that.
But that's the reason why Young Dolph, if you go to Young Dolph's page actually posted it and actually posted the museum and the car show.
Ross.
So when we talk about those things, when I ask you, is it quality over quantity? Yeah, you have 200, 300 cars. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Most of them are trash. They're garbage. Now, if you go through mine, they're quality, car enthusiasts, collectibles. But I'm not here to talk about that because I'm not going back and forth with you. I'm not. I don't have to.
This battle of the Beijing.
No, it's not. I'm not going back and forth with you because I understand you're not selling tickets, so you have to continue to go. Think about it. I haven't said anything. You started with the Drink Champs. That just tells me your tickets are not doing well.
Well, Nori and EFN asked him about
No, but he continues to do it on his Instagram, and nobody's asking him to do anything. He's doing it because he's trying to sell tickets. I didn't reply.
You had a little reply this week.
He's been going back and forth, and he needs to get the tickets there. Now, I just pray to God that there's not traffic like last year, and your neighbors. Your neighbors can get to their house. Could you imagine if you're a neighbor of Rick Ross?
Could you stop now?
And there's what he says, 6,000 people. That's cute. 6,000 people out there, and something happens. Maybe you are overweight and you have a heart attack. That ambulance can't get to your house because he's doing a show at his house that he Airbnbs. That's lame. I'm not going back and forth with him. I wish him the best.
I'm glad you got this off. I'm glad Ross got it off.
But I would also tell you this: everybody gotta watch who does stuff for the community and who does stuff to make money. Now, even when he has the thing where he teaches people about real estate and you charge $10,000.
Stop.
Yeah, we do the same thing. We go around the country. We charge $99. Why? Because I want my community to learn. And not only do we charge $99, we bring hard money lenders. We bring average lenders. We bring
This has nothing
credit
to do with the
repair.
car
I'm
show.
just telling you the things that we do in the person, the character of a person. I can't charge you $500
to put your car on my lawn.
Oh, God. I think y'all need to do a car show together after this.
Nah.
And I think men over 40 with Just for Men should get in free. That's what I think.
Think so?
All right. I think Just for Men could be a sponsor for both of y'all. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have a lot more in common than y'all do apart. Y'all just having a little issue over our car show.
I'm not going back and forth.
Both
I'm
of y'all
done.
do
You
things
asked me
for
a
the
question.
community. Both of y'all employ a lot of black people. Both of y'all in the real estate. Both of y'all in the cars. You and Ross got a lot more in common. Both of y'all love Beijing on your beers. Both of y'all have a lot more in common than y'all do differences. So you need to cut this out. Both of y'all. Okay?
High blood pressure in before 12.
Could you stop? I just had high cholesterol. My LDL just came down.
You're in free before 12. Ross. Man milk. You have man milk in free
Yo, stop
before 12.
saying that, yo.
Matter of fact,
stop doing that.
Go to the milk emoji and leave a milk emoji in Ross's Instagram.
You gotta stop doing that. Stop disrespecting Eddie Murphy and Rick Ross.
It's not my fault Eddie Murphy slept in his bed.
What's wrong with that?
It's that man's bed. Eddie Murphy, would you let Eddie Murphy sleep in your bed?
Oh, God. He rented it for a movie.
Would you rent your house that you sleep in?
I would rent a property that I have to a movie set.
I didn't ask you that. I have a bunch of properties. I'm
done
asking
that
you.
before.
And me too. Would you rent where you
and your daughter and your wife sleep to Eddie Murphy to put man milk all over the room? Would you do that?
Oh,
would you?
I don't like how you making Coming to America sound, bro. Okay, that's not what Coming to America is about.
Coming to the promised land.
When we come back, man, front page news with Tesla and Figaro. It's the Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Enter for a chance to win a VIP trip to see a Live Nation concert in the city of your choice. Concert week is May 10th through the 16th. $25 all-in tickets. Come see all your favorite artists. For entry and rules, visit breakfastclubonline.com. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now let's get into some front page news. Good morning, Tez and Figaro.
Good morning.
Now let's get right into the sports. The Nuggets beat the Lakers last night, 108-103. They lead the series 2-0. Now, when I went to sleep, the Lakers were up by like 10 or 11, I thought. But when I woke up, it was all bad.
It's going to be hard for the Lakers to get up out that hole. I got Denver winning it all, the whole NBA championship, but we'll see.
All right, now, ex-49er sent a threat to a congresswoman, or congressman, I should say?
Yes, a California congressman is accusing a former San Francisco 49ers fullback of threats to execute him. California U.S. Representative Eric Swalwell shared a message on social media from former NFL player Bruce Miller, his social media account, which displayed the threatening content. It actually read, "Almost time. Would you rather Guatemala or execution, you traitor?" The threat was sent as a direct message to Swalwell from Miller's social media account. He shared a screenshot of the threat and asked people on his page, who is this guy threatening to execute me and why does he have so many followers? And some of his followers immediately pointed out that Miller was an ex-NFL player. They have allegedly turned the threat in to the Capitol Police. Do you know who that guy is? Do y'all follow 49ers or what? Have you ever heard of him?
What's his name?
Bruce Miller. He was a 7th-round pick by the 49ers in 2011.
I don't know.
He was released in 2016 offseason after being charged with 7 felonies after he allegedly assaulted a 70-year-old man.
Yeah, I never
heard of him. I'm a Giants fan. I don't really know much about the 49ers.
Well,
now let's go to LA. Now what's going on with this LA stripper? What's going on with the LA strippers now?
Yeah, shout out to the lunch lady that called. My grandmother also was a lunch lady, so shout out to her that called about higher pay. And it looks like strippers in entertainment history, 15 months after attempting to unionize, dancers at the Los Angeles Gentlemen's Club are one step closer to becoming the first group of strippers to be recognized in a union. One of those things they were talking about was pay. Now, during a settlement hearing, the union club attorneys, the lawyers representing management of the Star Garden Topless Dive Bar in North Hollywood, agreed to withdraw election challenges and recognize the union. They have 30 days to negotiate a new contract. Take a listen to some of the things that they are asking for, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
And they have finally agreed to recognize the union and the many issues that the dancers say they have, like compensation, better security, and protection from sexual harassment.
Our society upholds actors playing strippers and sex workers on stage and giving them the prestige and the protections and the union contracts, but we haven't stepped up for sex workers and strippers.
I mean, it is a job. You know what I'm saying? It is a job that generates a lot of money and a lot of revenue. They have a lot of employees all across the world.
Yeah. But how do you unionize the strippers? So do you make people throw a certain amount of money for them to get dollars? Don't strippers usually make their money off of people?
Well, I think, you know what? Some clubs, regardless of how much, you know, like let's say one individual stripper gets dollars thrown at, some clubs, all the strippers at the end of the night put all the money together and they just split it evenly.
That's not fair.
I've seen that happen before.
That's not fair.
I don't know if it's fair.
I don't think that's fair. But in order to be a part of the union, they would have to pay dues. And they were a part of, they've been basically admitted to a larger union that recognizes live entertainment. So characters, people like that dance at Disney or stages or theaters. So they're putting in there saying, hey, we perform as well. We provide entertainment and we deserve to have contracts negotiated on our behalf. And I just want to point out one thing. Only 1 in 10 American workers are now in a union, which is down nearly down quite a bit since the 1950s. So this is a really, really big deal for strippers to be able to say we want to unionize. A lot of teachers haven't been able to get unions in their state, so this is really huge.
But I do think that's good if they give the strippers and the dancers health coverage. You know what I mean? Because some of those strippers and dancers have kids. So if they have health coverage, it'll trickle down to their kids so their kids can get shots and they don't have to come out of their pocket for those things.
And some of them girls need to go see the gynecologist. Being there with stuff dripping out their vaginas, you know what I mean? A lot of discharge hitting the stage.
What club are you going
I'm
to?
just simply saying, some of them women need money to go to the gynecologist too. Because, I mean, think about it. If what you're going to look at is their private parts, you got to make sure those private parts in check.
Make sure the BV is cleared up.
I've never seen anything dripping. All right, well, that is your front page news. Thank you, Tesla Figaro. You have a great weekend.
No problem. Thank you.
Make sure you subscribe to the Straight Shot No Chaser podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network. Tez will be on there breaking down all the stories you heard in front page news this week.
That's right. Now, when we come back, the Tejada brothers from Power will be joining us. Woody McClain and Lavelle Adams Gray, and we're gonna kick it with them when we come back. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got our guest host with us.
Yes, indeed.
Erica Duchess. She's here. She's joining us. And we got some special guests in the building.
The Tejadas.
I don't think you say the J.
Right. How you pronounce it?
Tejadas, isn't it?
Tejadas. The Tejadas.
Yeah, I used to struggle with it, too.
Yes. I don't know. But we got the homie Woody McClain here, who's been here before. And Lavelle Adams Gray, welcome.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Did I say your name right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Kane and Drew from Power Book 2. Man, y'all, it's funny, right? Because y'all got to be some of the most famous people in black culture at the moment. You don't think so?
It's been love, man.
Yeah.
It's been love. People come up to you, smack you in the airport. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Smack you.
I know it. Where?
It was in the airport. A lady had a baby, white lady. She was like, I love what you're doing on the show. I'm like, appreciate it, but it just caught me, you know what I mean? Caught me off guard. But yeah, it's been love.
Absolutely.
It's been a lot of love.
Yeah, I got that in the airport. I didn't get smacked, but the dude stopped me. He was like, bro, I know you, right? Like, you've been in Houston. I'm like, listen, I've never been in Houston in my life. So I know I've never met you before.
Yeah.
You know, and like it was definitely from the show, but you know, it was funny. It was like
based off the character you play. Where did he smack you? Just tell us.
It was on my arm.
Okay, just making sure. Power Book season 3. Actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's been a nut season. So the last 2 episodes are going to be crazy, and I have not watched them even though they leaked.
Appreciate that.
Okay. Well, how can y'all top what y'all have done?
I think, you know, the writers have, you know, only gotten better. Brett, you know, really cares about the show, the showrunner, and really takes care of us and is invested on making it new and exciting and truthful. And I think that, you know, you keep it truthful and, you know, it tops itself, I think.
And a whole lot of drama. You know, Twitter loves drama, so I think they've been doing a great job with it.
And you've been in love the whole damn season.
I know, man.
How'd that go from being a gangster? You're still a gangster, but you're in love now.
On the show, being in love is kind of boring to me.
You know? Why is it boring?
I'm like, man, I'm ready to catch a body. It's crazy, though. That's horrible, right? It's a horrible way to think, but that show has definitely altered my mind to think like that. It's weird. It's like, man, another scene with, I'm like, man, when do I pop somebody?
Well, I was going to ask, how does that change your character? Because now you're into this scene, right? You want to pop somebody. So now when you go out and somebody says something, do you think like, are you still in character? Like, what you say? Are you still like that? Or do you get out of character?
Nah, I get out of character. I get out of character, but it depends. If I'm with my family, I'm still in it a little bit because you know people don't really respect
boundaries.
Nah, and because we're on TV, we're no longer human. You know what I mean? I just feel like everybody treats you just like an item. So it's like I'm always like just thinking about those things and making sure my family is straight while I'm outside. But it's always been love, though.
And it has to be different, right? Because of the characters that you played, you have like very different demographics. Like you have the young people that might follow this, but then you have the older people that love you in this. So how does that work?
Nah, for me, I know like I've been to like the hoodest of the hoods, and people like, yo, that's you, me up there. Like, I appreciate that. And I'm like, oh, thank you. So I always
First of all, you should call the police on all those people. If somebody ever tell you that, hey, I relate to character Kane, that's me. Call the police.
911, what's emergency?
Yeah.
The older demographics love you, and the younger demographics love you.
What you mean the older demographics love them because of the New Edition Bobby Brown stuff?
Because you got aunties and grandmas that know him from New Edition that show a different type of love, but then you got homies from the corner that look at him differently. So it's
that's interesting. I thought that there was a young demo that watched the Bobby Brown story in New Edition too. I feel like that introduced them to a new audience.
No, absolutely, for sure. I agree.
That's true.
I agree. Yeah,
cause my kids loved it.
Yeah, the kids call me Bobby Brown. They're like, you Bobby. I'm like, bro, I'm not.
And you get tired of that?
Yeah, a little bit.
I feel like Kane trumped Bobby though.
No.
Yes, man.
No.
Right now in the culture, I don't know, bro.
When I've seen him in the hall, the first thing I thought was Bobby. I was like, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I see Bobby too,
man.
But I mean, I was just watching the fight, and it was this white guy. He was like, "Yo, Kane," and the Uzi song was playing. He was like. But I'm like, that's crazy.
That sounded like a little flirt right there.
I don't know, it was weird. But it's New York, so nobody really tripped on it. Though. It was crazy. Everybody was just having fun. I'm like,
if it was in Atlanta, it would have been a little different.
Oh yeah, that would have been different.
Power, one of them shows that the culture really gets involved in. Meaning that when it's on, everybody tweeting about it. It's like a family gathering, and then people talking about what happened, that night on social media afterwards.
Yes.
And people care about y'all personal lives. Like that's rare.
Yeah.
Everybody don't get that.
And I think it's an important thing, to separate the character from the actor. Like we watch like Daniel Day-Lewis, we don't think like he's Bill the Butcher, and what's his name, Daniel Plainview. We just look at him like that's a really dope artist,
right?
And I think like you playing Bobby Brown, you playing Kane, like that's a testament to your artistry.
I appreciate that, bro. Same to you, man.
But you do a fantastic job.
Y'all just had a little moment.
You do a fantastic job playing Drew, and the crazy part is everybody's like, "Oh, is he really, really gay?" And I'm like, "Does it matter?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, would it matter if Lavelle was? Like, what does it matter?
I don't think it does matter. I think like it's important to separate those things. Important to separate the personal from the work, because I have to be able to play everything as an artist. That's our job. Is to tell the story and tell it as truthfully as possible. Like if I was playing, your life story, right, and you watched it and go like, you're not telling the truth, I'm doing you a disservice.
Yeah, but
right?
you're not gay enough if you was playing me. Other people say, no,
I was going to ask you, when you seen the script, was there any doubts like, well, maybe I don't want to play that? Or it was like, no, I'm an actor, and this is what I'm going to do regardless of what people think?
That's what it was, man. I'm an actor, and I have to tell the truth. And if I'm not telling the truth as an artist, then get me out the show. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm not committing 100%, then I don't deserve the part. And that's just how I see it. Like, regardless of whatever part it is, whatever role it is, it's like, if you're putting in the work, investigating in yourself and trying to tell the truth, then you deserve to be on that platform and tell that story.
It's an interesting social experiment, though. Whenever there's a lovemaking scene between a man and a woman, nobody cares. But when you see it pop up on Power or one of those other shows, everybody's up in arms like, man, I can't watch this, man. I'm gonna tell stars, if they don't stop doing this, I'm not gonna watch. But I'm like, are people be like, why nobody ever asked that with his men and women,
I think if we're talking about the first Power, Omari Hardwick and Leela look really good together though. Like they like his back muscles and everything like that. So I understand the aesthetic is what we're used to. And we're not used to seeing queer lovemaking on especially on a mainstream show like this. And
but it's real life and it happens.
It's real life and it happens. And I think my biggest thing was like, I haven't gotten the back yet, like Mario Hardwick's back. I haven't gotten that like physical like strength, because you know what I mean. Like I just turned 31, so I'm like I still gotta like get my man meat on. But I'm saying not like that.
You practicing Charlamagne's role right there. You look good. That's the character he is.
right now. He's lit trying to audition.
I'm talking about.
You got the role. You need your man body. They call your man body.
My man body. You know what I mean? And like, and so like that's whenever I have those scenes, I'm like, I want to make sure I look as good as possible. I don't want to make, you know what I mean? I want to look good. And that's, you know, the same thing with Kane. Like, you want to make sure he looks good.
Amari set the bar so high.
He set the bar.
I remember reading the tweet. Somebody was like, Kane looks like a college dropout kid that just played Call of Duty. And I was like, damn, I need to get in the gym.
Did it make you get in the gym?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That's all I think. I hear that in my ears while I'm like, you know what I mean? When I'm like running out of energy, I just hear him saying like college dropout body. And I'm in the gym. I'm going crazy.
All right, when we come back, we got more with the Tejada brothers from Power. You know, Woody McClain and Lavelle. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with the Tejada brothers from Power. You know, Woody McClain and Lavelle Adams Gray. Charlamagne?
Does social media bother y'all? Like when y'all read comments, does it impact how y'all approach the roles and everything?
For me personally, nah, because I come from social media and I just used to say that didn't even really.
Damn old tweets.
You're right. But that's where I was at though. Like that's the space I was in. I just wanted to get a reaction. That's what Twitter was for. It's like to see how many retweets and how many likes you can get. You know what I mean? So now I look at it, it's like that's just somebody just trying to get attention. Yeah, but it don't bother me though. Nah.
And you got to be careful.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll ask some more.
What about you, Lavelle?
Coming from theater, I come from theater a little bit, and we learned really quickly not to like. You can't read everything every night, you know, because it affects your work. So I come from that, like where it comes like, you know, I'm not reading everything all the time. Like I kind of just post or whatever and just go about my business.
All right.
Yeah.
Now we had Amari up here last year, maybe 2 years ago, and I asked him, Charlamagne and I asked him about the character. Was he ever fearful that he was going to be stuck in that character, right? And you know, he was a little upset about it because he said he's an actor, but sometimes people see Amari as Ghost, you know. Sometimes they see you as Bobby. Do you ever fearful of what roles you take to be stuck in that character?
No, God will provide.
There it is. I agree.
You know what I mean? Like it's a scarcity mindset to think that way, I think. And
but it happens to people. Like you look at Steve Urkel. He's like always Steve Urkel. You look at the guy that plays, I can't remember the brother's name. He played Chris Rock, and everybody hates Chris. He's always looked as that, you know?
I don't know.
But he just won a Golden Globe or an Emmy for.
He was on that.
But people see him as
that.
But
I still see him as that little boy.
Isn't that a blessing though? To play a role that's so iconic. That
it is.
You know what I mean?
I think it is. You know, it stands the test of time, and you know, we leave that legacy for sure. I think it does. You know, but actors want to be transcended, right, and be able to disappear in the roles. And I think a part of that is the onus on the actor to like switch it up a little bit and try something different, and never let themselves get pigeonholed into one thing. But I think being scared of that brings it on too. You know what I mean?
Do you ever feel a way, you know, because you are a theater actor, so you've been through the course, you've been through the classes, and then you see somebody that might be, you know, a social media person that gets a role because they're a social media. Does that ever make you feel a way like they didn't get their chops wet, they didn't do the proper training that you've been through? Does that ever make you feel a way?
If I'm being honest,
absolutely.
Whenever that comes up for me and I get tight like that, I'm like, well, that's just my ego. Like that's me, you know. That's me because I didn't get that part. Or I didn't. You know what I mean? But like, what's for you is meant to be for you,
right?
You know. So that I remind myself of that, and then you know it goes away. But like, and it's like acting is always going to change mediums and always going to evolve, and that's the point. If you don't evolve with it, then you're gonna get left behind.
What about you, Woody?
I come from social media, so I salute anybody that comes from social media. You know. I like it. Just take it serious.
That was the question. Was that the question?
No, I was saying.
Oh shit!
I salute everybody on social media too. But I was asking, does it ever make you feel a way where it feels like people, you know, they always say people skip the line, right? So that they didn't, you know, take the acting classes and the acting lessons.
That's what I'm saying. I come from the people that didn't take acting classes. That you know what I mean, straight from social media. Like so, I don't take it no way. Nah, I just took it serious.
But you kind of skipped the line.
I did skip the line, but then I took it very, very serious.
Yeah, that's what I like. Because a lot of people don't
they just
do
ride
that.
the wave.
They just ride the wave like the comedians.
Yeah.
Like they can't do the stage. They can do the social media stuff all day.
Right.
Poster. But when it comes to that stage, it's totally different. And they don't want to get in their room, you know, go to the open mics and stuff. They don't want to do that. They too good for that. But you horrible. When it comes to the stage.
Yeah. He's got somebody personal in there.
She had a couple people that sound like she got somebody else great.
Now, I'm a stand-up comedian, so I just see the new wave, and it is the new wave.
Yeah.
But with somebody like me who been doing it for so long, you start seeing stuff. At first, I was acting like Samuel L. Jackson. At first, you know what I'm saying, how he was with the people taking the act and the gigs. I was like, hold up, now they ain't even. But I had to sit back and get in your mode and be like, hold up, what God got for me is for me.
Exactly.
They path ain't my path. You know what I'm saying? So this is my journey.
That's real.
So I gotta stay on my own journey,
Absolutely.
bless and understand why I'm in my position.
That's real.
And be patient. See, and that's why I'm here today.
Exactly.
Now, Woody, is Kane and Tyreek gonna end up killing each other over Effie, man?
Ooh.
That's gonna mess up the business in some way, shape, or form.
Damn, I don't even know if I can talk about that. I don't know though. I can see it happening.
Okay.
I can see it happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good suggestion.
Yeah. I can't talk on that.
He said, look, what do you want me to say? I can't say nothing. I don't want to get in trouble.
Right.
Well, let me ask you, Lavelle, why is Drew not allowed to have love? Seems like you lose every guy that you start feeling.
I think it's because it's the reality of the game we're in, right? And I feel like with Gordo, he found somebody that he felt like he could, who could see all of him and recognize all of him. At the same time, it's like it started off of lies, right? Like I killed his pops, or we killed his pops. So it's like, if I can't tell you that truth, then our foundation is shaky anyway. So I think, God willing, going forward, Drew will find some love, somebody that can resonate with him in that way that he doesn't have to hide himself from. But until then, it's be about your bread, man.
It is.
How's working with Mary?
Beautiful, man. Mary's so cool. She's so chill.
We have so many moments and memories with Mary, and I think my favorite one is first day table read. It's funny, they don't tell actors this a lot. It's always like well, you just get into space and like I belong there and I already been there, so I gotta act like it, whatever. Your back tension, shoulder tension comes up, you know what I mean? Like no, like when I got into the table read, I was like, I've never been here before, and I've never been face to face with Mary J. Blige before. And you know what she did? She broke the ice with a funny ass story. She brought us in as her kids off rip, and that to me taught me God willing, I get to that place where people look at me in that way, that I can be like, oh no, it's chill, you know what I mean? Because that really helped me out.
How did she bring y'all in? What was the joke that brought y'all in? You said because you said she brought you in as her kids.
Well, she told us it was a story. I told her that my dad's from Jamaica, right? And she was like, oh, I'm never going to Jamaica again. I'm never bringing nobody to Jamaica because it's drama, and it's just the way that she just related to us.
Yeah.
You would think that, I guess the perspective of someone of that high stature is that, you have to go to them. But I felt like she came to us and gave us a story that was we all had us laughing, and it was like, well, thanks for sharing that, with us, and really brought us in, and so it just made it so easy, we get to do these scenes, and she's so generous as as a scene partner, and we get to really go and play with it. She has so many fun ideas, and just really cares about Monet, and says listen, man, Monet is from here, so she's not gonna do it like that. She's gonna do it like this, and
she be on her producer mode, low key.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
When we did the dinner table, that super iconic dinner table scene, it was her idea to be listen, we gotta get it elevated, right? She said we have to elevate this thing because she's not gonna have her daughter talk to her no type of way and not snatch her across the table and have it be this big moment.
That's real.
And it came alive because of that. And I learned so much as an actor because of that.
So what's gonna happen when y'all gotta hate her? Because eventually y'all gonna find out that she's the one who set Lorenzo up.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Y'all
gonna hate her then, right?
Comes out this weekend, we gonna see.
Right, yeah. That's this week Friday.
Yeah,
we're gonna find out all that stuff. But yeah.
Are y'all happy Lorenzo's days? Y'all gotta say Papi no more? Didn't feel odd.
I don't really think I ever said Papi like that. I never knew how to say it for real. It didn't roll off my tongue like that. So I kind of eliminated the Papis out of my vocabulary.
You just said it now.
Yeah.
Did it roll off right?
Yes, it did.
You said Papi. You said it real.
I think and shout out to Berto Colon who plays Lorenzo.
Amazing.
I miss him, man. Sometimes, because he's a masterclass too, and I love him being there. He just holds it down. He's such a grounding energy. So as Lavelle, I'm like, damn, he's gone. But as Drew, I think Drew's also like, damn, he's gone.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, when we come back, we got more with the Tejada brothers from Power. You know Woody McClain and Lavelle. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with the Tejada brothers from Power, Woody McClain and Lavelle Adams Gray. Now, we taped this yesterday. Erica Duchess, our co-host, was here. Erica.
You married?
I'm engaged.
You're engaged, okay. So how do your fiance feel about your love scenes and stuff like that?
You know, she's the same way. She comes from that place of like, if you're gonna do it right kind of thing. So she's a big fan of the show, and she loves watching the show. She has a great heart and a great empathetic capacity. So she watches Drew or anybody going through it. She's just like, wow, like this is every time I watch the show, I'm watching it being like, I know what we did, right? I know what's happening, and she's like, wow, this show like surprises me every time. It's phenomenal. This and this and this.
Is it hard to watch it with her? For any love scene, because
it's hard to watch it with her because she's sometimes around her in the table reads, and so she's like privy to information, and she's like, oh, so that's what you guys were talking about, and I didn't, but in terms of like content stuff and it's not hard watching, because she's also done love scenes. And
how do you feel when you see her doing love scenes?
It's
some dude.
It's
like,
taking some getting
some
used
dude
to.
Like Omari. All these
back muscles. He said back muscles. He got that man meat on his back.
No,
What?
Call it back to what he said.
I like that psychology. That
man meat on the back. Jesus, but how does that make you feel? Jesus.
She just did this film called Perfect Addiction. It just came out, and in it she plays an MMA fighter and trainer. And she had to be with these 6'2", 6'3", getting swollen B's for the role and coming in, and she was love interest to both of them. And I'm having to sit there being like, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. 5'8". This is fine. But
when you walk past the mirror, you walk back with your chest out.
Yeah, bro. Listen, every time she goes somewhere to work on a job, or she's like, there's a time apart, I'm in the gym. I go crazy in the gym because when you come back, you don't see me looking different than when you left.
That's right.
I want to ask you, Lavelle, do you get flack from like actual gay actors who feel like that role should go to gay, actual gay people?
Like you took my role.
That's a good question. No.
Yeah.
I get a lot of love. A lot of support comes from other queer actors. And I get a lot of love.
Because I would think that's a ridiculous conversation to have. Because if a gay person plays a straight person, it's because they got the role because they're a good actor.
Right.
You play if you're good at what you do, you're good at what you do.
Yeah.
Woody got everybody hitting my damn phone.
Charlamagne was kind of excited. I ain't gonna lie.
No, because I thought
was like, Woody tagged me on something. People hit me. I think we just need to do it.
The reason I got excited because I was like, it might be some bread in it. Woody was like,
explain the post.
Woody said he posted, I want to do a season finale watch party in South Carolina, but I need C to God to host it with me. He said, who in South Carolina would pull up? And got like 2,600 comments, and then people started making actual post about it, like this needs to happen, and I'm like,
do it.
So that's what I'm saying. What we doing?
I'm with it. We got to find a place to do it because we used to the house party vibe. Last time me and Woody party together, we was in a house.
House party, yeah.
And you can't do it in the house.
Thanksgiving, yeah.
You can't do it in the house.
But you can't bring all those people to your house.
Nah, can't do that.
You just got to figure out a way to do it. I don't know. And do we charge people?
Yes,
that's the hard part. You know what
you
I
gotta
mean?
charge people because if not, it's got to be limited space. If not, everybody's gonna be there. It's gonna be 2-pack. You want limited space. You want people to be able to see.
Yeah.
So you charge people, but then have like an open bar. Like
or have an open bar.
And food.
So they can have a good time and some food. But that way you have sections so people can actually watch it. You don't want a 2-pack where you can't enjoy and scream and yell and all that other stuff.
Maybe we can do it at the museum, the International African American Museum. Maybe.
I like that.
You'd have to bring some TVs in and cable if they got it. And
it's not till the 26th, right?
It's 26, yeah.
Yeah, May 26th. Oh, yes, we got a couple
It's Memorial Day weekend.
We got time though.
We might can figure it out.
I'd have fun there.
You know what I'm saying? You
at the museum.
But the pay is not really for you. It's more to make sure people are going to come because everybody at RSVP, I'm coming, and then it'd be rain. They'd be like, I ain't coming in the rain.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you want people that's going to come enjoy and have a great time.
But that once again, that's a testament to how big Power is in the culture. I'm telling you, all shows don't get that cultural reverence the way Power got, man.
They don't.
Yeah. They let us host stuff like rappers. And I'm like at a host, and I'm like, I ain't got no songs. I don't know what y'all want me to do, so I just take pictures. You know? They would give me the mic. I'm like, I don't know what y'all want me to say. Like I ain't got no bars or nothing for nobody.
Does it bother y'all when the shows leak?
Yes.
Okay.
I was tight.
Is that the true leak? Because they said that it might not be the true shows.
Well, no, I think it was like some like fake poor quality stuff. I didn't see it. But man, like it's like you like a rapper. Like you always tight when your leaks, and then like who did it? Like it has to be somebody in your camp, right? Like,
and why is it only power shows on
That's the
Stars?
weirdest thing.
You don't see that with nobody
Or
else.
do people just care that much? Like other things leak that we just don't think about, but people care about this.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know about it, but like I appreciate the fans who like stuck it out and like are gonna watch it again, you know, and see it because it deserves to be seen, in the right way.
With this love triangle Tyreek got going on, right? Who would y'all rather see him end up with? Effie, Lauren, or Diane?
Speaking as Lavelle, I'd rather see him with Diana.
Really?
Yeah. Speaking as
your
Lavelle.
sister?
Yeah, speaking as Woody.
Lavelle. Speaking as Lavelle.
As Woody.
Okay.
As Woody, Diana as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Drew don't want Tariq nowhere around.
Absolutely.
Family like that.
Kane don't want it either.
You know. But as Lavelle, I'm like this. They make a good pair. You know, they're both very intelligent.
Yeah.
And they both move around the business really well. And they could actually like make a great if they came together like that, they can make a good team.
But then the brothers might have to kill him.
Yeah. So now it's drama.
He said, yeah.
Now it's drama.
Yeah, I agree.
Did you feel bad for Sax when he got killed?
Hell yeah. Shane is so dope, man. He's so incredible. He's the OG. Well, I think he's been there for like 9 years. And I think it caught everybody by surprise. Because I don't read the whole script until we get to the table. I just read kind of my section. So when I heard it for the first time, it definitely was like one of those emotional things.
Damn, I don't even think about that. I'm sitting there thinking about it from the character perspective. These are people that's not going to have no work no more.
Well, no, see, that's the thing. Like, Shane is such an amazing actor that he's working. He's working. He's an artist. Like, he's an artist with ambition and with drive, you know? And that's one thing, like, I always say about actors, about artists specifically, like, we can make whatever we want to make whenever we want to make it. Like, now, depending on how much money you have and, like, if you want to get butts in seats, that's another thing. But, like, art is there. You can just make it, you know? And for Shane, he doesn't have to worry about, like, lack and you know, but, you know, he'll always be a thriving artist because he's a beautiful actor.
Y'all ever nervous that you're gonna read a script and it's like one of those things like, please don't kill me off, please don't kill me off, please don't kill me off. Y'all ever feel that way when y'all pick up a script?
That was me season 1, 2, 3, 4.
Because it could be like, yo, I'm ready to buy this house right now. You buy a house and you be like, please don't kill me off, please don't kill me off.
Yeah. I think for the same, like the first season it was like that, but after the first season, whatever makes sense for the character, if the character gotta go, he gotta go. That's how I felt. Yeah.
I just hope when they do decide to do that with Drew, that like it's like iconic. Like I want
you want Kane to kill you.
Oh man, I don't know about that. That's heartbreaking. But
I got you, though, bro.
I've always wanted to be like I said. I want to be the Black Sean Bean and like dying on my. So if it's gonna happen, like it needs to be happening, like some like dope slow motion kind of like something dope. But I won't speak that out. Season 6, 7, 8.
And is there a real beef between the Power team and the BMF actors? Like, is that real? Or is that just some social media between?
I don't think so. It might be.
That might be Twitter fingers.
Yeah.
I hope so, because like we're all black and we're all getting it, and I love that. I love to see that. So I think that's what it is.
Y'all don't participate in that though. It's usually dude that played Tariq and Meech.
Woody might do. He might.
Nah, I don't participate. Be doing it. I be in the gym. I ain't got time for that.
My business. Woody said, back to this party he's playing in South Carolina
at the museum.
We can do it.
Water, minding my biz.
You gonna be? You want to do it for real?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Don't say that, Woody, because now we got to plan it. I don't want to let people down.
Nah, I'm serious. I know this is Hollywood. Like, hit me up. Let's do this. But I'm like serious. I'm looking at you in the eyes. We're gonna do this.
Lord, now I got to commit to.
Yeah, exactly. So we taking it there.
We appreciate you brothers for joining us.
Thank you.
May 26th.
May 26th is the date, and thank you guys for stopping through. You guys are always invited.
Are both episodes coming out the weekend of May 26th, or is one and then the next?
One's this weekend.
One this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, one this weekend and the finale next week.
Yep.
Okay, got you.
All right, so that's Woody McCain, Lavelle Adams Gray. Appreciate you, brothers. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors.
Rumor has it. Rumor has it.
Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Yes, on the Breakfast Club.
Now, our very own Charlamagne the God, he has his late night show, Hell of a Week. Well, it seems like it was launched September 2021, and now it's saying that the show has been canceled.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're saying that Stephen Colbert's executive produce Tuning Out the News in Hell of a Week with Charlamagne has been canceled at Comedy Central.
Listen, man, I'm never sad that it's over. I'm more grateful that it happened, okay? I have a goal for TV, and because of this show, I'm closer to my goal, so I'm forever grateful. Salute to my guy, Chris McCarthy and Paramount. They always take care of us. The only thing that ever disappoints me about stuff like this is all the jobs a show like this provided.
Created.
Especially the black and brown people, because that was the majority of our staff. So that's the only thing I'm ever disappointed about when stuff like this happen. Other than that, onward. And you can still stream it on Paramount Plus. The first 2 seasons, The God's Honest Truth and Hell of a Week.
I was going to ask, but even if it wasn't canceled, how was the show going to continue? Because with the writer's strike, right? Would it be able to come back?
That's one of the reasons. Like the business is in influx right now.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things going on in Hollywood. Just a million shows being canceled all across various platforms.
And you were supposed to host a Daily Show coming up, but because of the writer's strike,
can't do the Daily Show either.
Damn it, man!
But when the writer's strike is over, though, I'll definitely be hosting the Daily Show.
All right, well,
for a week.
Guest
hosting the Daily Show.
All right, well, we got to congratulate Ludacris. Ludacris received his Hollywood Walk of Fame star yesterday.
Very well deserved.
Very well deserved. I mean, from #1 records to platinum albums to movies. So it's very, very, very well deserved. He was there with Queen Latifah, Tyrese, Vin Diesel, LL Cool J, and of course his wife.
Please say he didn't let Tyrese speak.
I didn't see Tyrese speak.
Okay, thank God.
I think I seen LL speak. I seen Vin Diesel. Yeah, I'm sure Tyrese spoke.
Please,
that's his man.
Please, if Tyrese would have spoke, we would have known. It'd have been a rumor report.
You're right.
He'd have made it about him in some way, shape, or form.
You're right. And lastly, people are mad at Jeannie Mai. Now, of course, her and Jeezy have been married about 2 years now. So she said that her daughter was bilingual. And this is what she said.
And I think the best thing is learning how to really teach her how to own who she is,
Yes.
It's a beautiful blend of being black and Vietnamese, and I want her to really understand what that means as a powerful woman today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you guys teaching them about your cultures?
Yes, big time, yeah. We try to have her spend time with her southern grandparents in Atlanta all the time, in Georgia, and then she goes down to the Bay and she spends time with my Vietnamese grandparents all the time. So she understands both sides, and I only speak Vietnamese to her, and then Dad only speaks the South to her. So, I don't know what's going to come out. We'll see.
Yeah, so people were upset at that.
People just don't like Jeannie Mai.
Jeannie Mai.
Right. And I want everybody to just come to grips with the fact, y'all just don't like Jeannie Mai. They don't like Jeannie Mai. They don't like the fact that Jeannie Mai and Jeezy are together.
Correct.
They don't like, they're getting their Dr. Umar on, and they don't like that interracial relationship.
But I don't think
because,
it's that.
because that wasn't that upset and egregious for people to be mad about.
Well, I think do you have the clip what she said a while ago?
See what I'm saying?
But that's why they mad. That was the reason why they mad. Because
every sister I know brought up this clip right here in regards to why they don't like Jeannie Mai.
You have the clip? Oh, you don't have the clip. Okay. Well, but
it's the clip about I'm not even going to repeat it.
Nah, I wasn't going to repeat it either.
Yes.
But people are mad about that. They saying it's not speaking South, it's speaking English. So people were very upset about that. It was like,
I'm from the South. You know what I mean? There's certain people you can hear and you be like, what part of the South you from? That's not insulting. Like, what part of the South you from? Oh, I'm from Atlanta. What part of the South you from? I'm from Charleston, South Carolina, because those are very distinct, ways of speaking. Right? The Geechee Gullah in Charleston, South Carolina, when Erica Duchess was up here the last 2 days, or you hear somebody like DC Young Fly, you know when you're talking to somebody from Atlanta.
Yeah, but
you know when you're talking to somebody from the South.
But it's not you don't speak the South. I mean, and she was joking, by the way, guys. She
when
was
have you
joking.
ever said you speak English?
Right? She was joking, but you say it's a South accent, or you say a Baltimore accent, or you say a New York accent, but she was joking. She was joking.
She did say it, and she
at the
clearly
end of it,
was
she
joking.
said, "I'm joking, guys."
Yeah, she was
joking.
Yes, but they don't like Jeannie Mai.
That's the truth.
They don't like Jeezy and Jeannie Mai together.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
That's the reality of the situation.
Absolutely.
Sisters, you got to come to terms with yourself. You got to come to grips with yourself and just admit you don't like seeing Jeezy and Jeannie Mai together.
Jeannie Mai, man.
What I keep saying?
Jeannie Mai.
Oh.
Jeannie Mai.
Yes, you don't like that combination of soul food and Chinese food. That's what you're saying.
Vietnamese food.
Yeah. That's what you're saying.
Soul food and Vietnamese
yes.
food. Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, that is your rumor report. All right. Now, donkey today. Who you giving that donkey to?
Man, we need Marjorie Taylor Greene to come to the front of the congregation. We'd like to have a word with her this morning.
All right. We'll get to that next. And don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
It's tough to find that right person, especially when it comes to hiring for an open role. With ZipRecruiter's matching technology, makes it easy to find and invite great candidates to apply to your jobs. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/breakfast.
This is a miracle.
There is no question that there are problems in this country between police and community.
Yes, you are
a donkey.
To the latest on that police killing of a black man.
Now to new developments in the deadly spa shooting rampage.
And yesterday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did.
And so we are in a state of emergency.
Okay, white supremacist violence is and always has been the number one threat to our society.
But I'm also very proud that my wife is white.
The Breakfast Club, bitches.
All right, Charlamagne, please tell me, why was I your donkey of the day?
Well, donkey of the day for Friday, May 19th goes to the bigoted Barbie known as Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh, the mayonnaise is heavy on this one, people. This human jar of Hellman's Marjorie Taylor Greene is out of her white devil damn mind. Marjorie says things like, the forest fires in California were started by laser beams from space that are controlled by Jewish people. She says things like Bill and Hillary Clinton had John F. Kennedy Jr. killed because he was a political rival. She says things like President Obama is a secret Muslim. And she says things like a plane probably didn't crash into the Pentagon on 9/11. She's actually a person who should probably have a YouTube channel more than she should have a seat in Congress. But yesterday she spoke on a confrontation she had outside the Capitol with a brother I like a lot, Congressman Jamal Bowman. Drop on the clues bombs for Congressman Jamal Bowman. Now, the confrontation started because the House Republicans deflected a Democratic motion to expel the federally indicted New York Representative George Santos. And as Santos spoke to reporters, Jamal Bowman does what he always does, and that started some good trouble, some good disruption, because he called out that George Santos should resign. And Marjorie Taylor Greene didn't like that. Let's listen.
Resign! What do you have to say to those? Save yourself!
Like I said, if I could understand you over my colleagues screaming here, the reality
New
is
Yorkers need better. You gotta go, man. Come on, son.
How's your ethics play going? Aren't you in ethics too, AOC? Come on. Look, I can't continue to address you guys because there's a deranged member here. So.
Well, even though, do we have Marjorie approaching Jamal Bowman? Do we have that one? Let's hear that.
QAnon, no more MAGA, no more CNN, no more debt ceiling nonsense. Come on now, save the party, save America, save the children, do something about guns.
Right, so close
Come on, invest in education. The border is when Trump left it. What are you talking about?
Where are the migrant
what
children?
Kids?
You guys,
we're accepting them. We love them. We love the migrant children. We lost them.
You can't find them.
What are you talking about? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, migrant children missing. You don't know
No, we don't know the news. I don't know. That's Fox News. That's Fox News. Listen, I need you to save the party.
Just sounds like a difference of opinion. Two people outside, right, going back and forth. Well, even though Marjorie Taylor Greene clearly approached Jamal Bowman, and you heard the conversation, she did what all Karens do and decided to play victim. Let's listen to what she had to say.
Bowman shouting at the top of his lungs, cursing, calling me a calling me a white supremacist, which I take great offense to. That is like calling a person of color the N-word, which should never happen. Calling me a white supremacist is equal to that, and that is wrong. Jamal Bowman was down there cursing at me, telling me to get the F out of there, and he was leading the mob right outside the vehicle I was sitting in. We have this all on video. And then on the Capitol steps yesterday, he was the one that approached me. Even CNN reported that. That's yelling, shouting, raising his voice. He has aggressive, his physical mannerisms are aggressive. I think there's a lot of concern about Jamal Bowman. So, and I am concerned about it. I feel threatened by him.
Oh, God. I didn't see none of that in the video. But when you look in the book of Karen, chapter 1, verse 2, it says, "Thou shalt play victim and weaponize thy whiteness against black men." Okay. Now, what did Congressman Bowman have to say about it?
Marjorie Taylor Greene in her press conference this morning said something incredibly dangerous and incredibly reckless about me, talking about my demeanor as being aggressive and saying that she feels intimidated by me. Unfortunately, this country has a history of characterizing black men who are outspoken, who stand their ground, and who push back as being threatening or intimidating. So she's not even using a dog whistle. She's using a bullhorn to put a target on my back to the people that she refers to as MAGA people out there who might want to cause harm. This is the same reason why Mike Brown was killed. This is one of the reasons why Emmett Till was killed. And throughout history, black men have continued to be characterized as aggressive because, one, because of our skin color, but two, because we happen to be outspoken and passionate about certain issues.
What Marjorie Taylor Greene did is textbook and has gotten a lot of black men killed and a lot of black men falsely imprisoned. And I don't know how y'all ever walked around saying saying believe all women when women like her exist on this planet. Now, the reason Marjorie Taylor Greene is getting donkey today is for this statement right here. Play this one clip real quick, Red.
Calling me a white supremacist, which I take great offense to, that is like calling a person of color the N-word, which should never happen. Calling me a white supremacist is equal to that, and that is wrong.
Fun fact that I think most sane people with common sense know, calling someone a white supremacist is not the same as calling someone the N-word, okay? Comparing white supremacy to the N-word is nuts because white supremacy is a term that was given because of white people's actions feeling superior to other races and cultures. The N-word is the exact opposite of that. It's to depower our people because of our skin color, okay? White supremacy is power. The N-word has no power. One is a description and one is clearly an insult. If you wanted to compare the two, you wouldn't say white supremacy. You would probably use other colorful words like honky, whitey, peckerwood, mayonnaise, blue-eyed white devil are my favorite, and it comes from the black philosopher Chris Rock when he said this.
Cracker ass cracker.
You know?
Cracker ass crack.
Yeah.
Saltine ass mother.
Yeah. Those are close, but not equivalent because of all the blood on the N-word. Just to be all the way textbook with it, a white supremacist is a person who believes that white people are a superior race and should therefore dominate society, typically to the exclusion or detriment of other racial and ethnic groups. Marjorie, based on your stances in regards to Muslims and the LGBTQ and Jewish people, I think that title is actually fitting for you. The N-word is a racial slur used against black people, and a lot of people use it as a term for ignorant. I'm going to be honest with you, Marjorie Taylor Greene. You actually are a white supremacist nigger. Okay, see, the N-word, listen, the N-word has historically been about color. White people use it against black people all the time, but it's actually more so about behavior. Like, we refer to ignorant people of all races as the N-word. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, you are one of the most niggardly acting white women I've ever met in my life. Never met you, but ever seen in my life. Okay, I don't think anyone should ever call you a white supremacist without adding the N-word to it. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a white supremacist nigga. Okay, in fact, the only way your false equivalency makes sense is if you say white supremacy is ignorance, which it is. And if you are saying white supremacy is ignorance, and that's why it's the same as the N-word. I get it, if that's how you want it to be. Other than that, you just out here spewing cracker ass caca. Please let Chelsea Handler give that white supremacist nigga Marjorie Taylor Greene the biggest hee-haw. Jesus.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. That is way too much Dan mayonnaise.
Oh, my girl Kathy Griffin at? I know she got something to say.
Please give this giant jar of mayo the biggest hee-haw.
Let Chris Rock spin the block one time.
Cracker ass cracker.
Where my girl at? What we got on the menu today?
Cracker.
All right.
On BET.
Shout out to BET. I wonder how many times they're going to hit a bleep
on BET.
Standards
and practices is going crazy right now.
Yeah, they are from this morning.
They are losing their minds.
They definitely are, but
they're
we
like
appreciate
man milk,
BET.
cracker ass cracker. They're losing their minds. You can't say coming to America in Eddie's bed or whatever, Rick's bed.
Can't say that.
You can't say that.
But BET, we'll see you guys on Monday. All right, peace. Have a great weekend. Everybody else, all right, when we come back, Rob Parker will be joining us. Rob Parker, he's a sports analyst, sports writer. He's from Queens, New York. He does so much for the community, and we're going to talk to him when we come back, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
Brother Rob Parker, welcome.
Yo, what's up?
Queens own.
Jamaica Queens.
Jamaica Queens own.
London and Merrick. Come on, man.
Okay.
You know, Rob is so, I told her I saw Rob in the street the other day, man. I was excited to see him because, you know, first take, that's a part of your morning ritual.
Right.
You know, so when I saw him, I'm like, oh, shoot. And I was like, man, hey, man, just to let you know, we use the term cornball brother all the time. I know you get that a lot.
It's unbelievable that it became a thing. Somebody even told me, like, in the Urban Dictionary, I get credit for that. And I'm like, cornball was just, to me, that was like no big deal. There are other words I could have used I didn't want to use. I thought that was a softening kind of word to use. And I couldn't believe how big it got.
Cornball. Now, you launched a Major League Baseball Bro podcast.
Website. And everything.
Now, how do we make baseball fun again?
Baseball has made changes this season.
Oh, what changes have they made?
Okay, so they have the pitch clock. Okay, so now you have to throw pitches within 10 seconds. You get in the box. Guys can't sit around and rearrange themselves, and you got to get in. And either if you don't, they call a strike on the batter. And if it's a pitcher and you don't get on the mound and throw within the time allotted, then you get a ball from your end. So the game has changed this year. The bases are bigger. There are more stolen bases getting back to.
The bases are bigger.
They made the bases bigger. Now it's almost the size of a pizza box.
Why did they do that?
Okay, so now it gives you a little more edge to be able to steal bases, right? Because the bases, I could get to the base sooner, and they also wanted to make the bases bigger to be able to eliminate being stepped on and injuries that have happened.
Right.
The pitch clock has cut 30 minutes off the game. You go to a game now, games in the major leagues are now 2:35, 2:40.
Opposed to 4 hours, 3.5 hours.
Yeah, like you 3.5 hours. So baseball has made a lot of those changes, and it's been good for the game. And then, so let me tell you, MLB Bro was an idea I had going back. We launched in 2021. Mm-hmm. And basically what we do is we cover black and brown major leaguers. And we cover top to bottom. There's about 80, 85 black players. And we're on top of them. And Major League Baseball this past year partnered with us and decided that they like what we've been doing. And this is something that they wanted to have a partnership with. And this has been really good. And there's all kinds of other elements to it. I have a staff of over 60, mostly young, black and brown reporters and content producers. It is incredible.
This podcast must be doing amazing.
It is. It's doing great. It's a website and podcast.
And they do all the teams, though, right? So
yeah, we do all the teams. We've got players, all reporters and content producers, and all over. We're on social media. I have a staff of like 15 or 20. So this goes back to 2020. Went to the baseball All-Star game in Washington, D.C. Me, J.R. Gamble, who's the managing editor and of the site, and Mark Gray were all three brothers, and we were all at the baseball All-Star game. And it was just a dream of ours. We talked about it, and we actually made this thing happen. But to have the backing of Major League Baseball is an $11 billion industry. MLB didn't have to join in with us and say, yo, we cool with this. But they saw the value in it, and it's organic, and it's real. It's not like a bunch of white guys sitting around a table and say, what can we come up with to attract black people to the game?
I was going to ask you that. Are you seeing more black players or less black players, or do you see more black fans? Because I don't see as many black players as I did as when I was a kid.
They're coming. And we follow the minor leagues and the players who are there, and they are coming.
So life after ESPN has been great.
It really has. I mean, during the time whenever things happen in life, and I've worked at 35 different places in my career. So after ESPN, I worked in Detroit and continued to work in Detroit. And then since I've gone on to Fox, Chris Broussard and I have a radio show, The Odd Couple, which is just a fun show. And we've done a lot on that over the last 6 years. So it's cool.
When I think back on that situation, I'm like, there had to be something else. It couldn't have just been the cornball brother comments to RG3. There's no way that caused them to say, Rob, you're no longer with ESPN. There had to be something else going on behind the scenes.
I worked there for 8 years. Never called to the principal's office. Zero. I'm not lying to you. Zero. The bad part was it was the perfect storm that hurt me. At that time, he was one of the most popular players in the NFL. He just won like Rookie of the Year. He was a star player. Number two, this happened in December of that year. Contract was up at the end of the year. It's easy to just say, like, we're not going to re-sign you after. Do you see what I'm saying? It wasn't like they had 3 years invested in me and what we're going to do. And if I really wanted to push it, I could have. I could have made a big enough stink because there were emails sent, all kinds of. I got texts from my boss after that segment. No lie. Rob, you remain one of the most undervalued talent at ESPN. Producers were told to take that clip to put on the Emmy reel. Here's the other one. You remember First Take was 2 hours, right, till noon. Then they had the best of First Take, which they played for an hour. They would clip out the 3 best segments of the show and put it on for the afternoon show. If I had really violated what they were saying that I did and I was out of bounds, do you know that segment was clipped out of the original airing and put into the best of show? How is that put into the best of show? Wow. If I violated ESPN, and because they didn't even look at it that way, it was actually just pushback, social media and all that.
So for people that don't know, allegedly they were upset that you called him a cornball brother.
Right.
That wasn't allegedly.
They were right.
They was upset.
Now, what is wrong with saying somebody's a cornball?
I don't even think the people knew why they were upset. I agree with you. I don't think that's
because in high school you would call somebody, "Oh, he a cornball."
Worse things have been said on ESPN,
but it's not racial. Like
there's nothing to it.
There's nothing to it. It's like somebody saying somebody's soft or somebody is a sucker. Like I don't understand.
Everybody watching that at the time knew what he meant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? What did I say? I said the guys in the barbershop. I even said that. Like that's the conversation had in the barbershop. Because we know what kind of conversations they are.
But hey, you don't regret it.
Nah, I mean, things happen in life, man. I've been doing this for 37 years.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? 37 years to be relevant all this time and to continue to grow and between Fox Sports Radio and MLB Bro, and I work for MLB Network, and I teach at USC. I teach sports journalism. I love that. Yeah. So I'm doing all the stuff that I love to do.
All right, we got more with Rob Parker when we come back. You know him as a sports analyst, sports writer, and more. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Rob Parker. You know him as a sports analyst, a sports writer, sports coach too. Can the Lakers beat the Nuggets?
Sure they can. I don't think they will. How's that? I just think the Joker, I think people they were calling the Nuggets the chicken nuggets all season. Nobody want to believe in them. They've been impressive during the postseason.
So you don't think AD has nothing for the Joker?
Well, he had 40 points, and the Lakers still got an L in Game 1, right? I mean, like if you're a Laker fan and AD scored 40, then you think you won that game?
Absolutely.
That to me. And the Joker didn't score any points in the fourth quarter of Game 1. What does that say?
Yeah.
Now let's talk Heat and Celtics. I don't think anybody thought the Heat was definitely going to win the first game.
Well, you know what? The Celtics have had a struggle the whole way. Remember, they lost Game 1 to Philadelphia.
Right.
They didn't even have Embiid in that game.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. There's something about the Celtics. They've lost home games to teams that you would think that they should win. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean Miami won Game 1. It doesn't mean that the Celtics can't win the next 4 or whatever.
What about Ja Morant? How should the NBA handle that situation? People are saying he should be suspended for a whole season. What do you think?
At least half a year. Mm-hmm. Because this is the second thing. That's the second offense. And 2 months after, like, I just don't even... There's something deeper there. After you've been through that and people are telling you, hey, you could lose your Nike deal and you could lose all these sponsors and all kinds of other things that are going on. Mm-hmm. And yet you still come out and do it. And then here's the other thing that I think is people are saying, well, he didn't break any laws. The gun, you don't know if it was registered or loaded, right. And all these other things.
Right.
When you sign up for a professional league, you don't just represent yourself.
That's right.
Represent the organization. You represent the league. That's why there are code of conduct. These contracts, right? Moral clauses.
And I think with Ja, we say 2 incidents, but it's been more than 2 incidents.
Yes.
There's been 2 incidents of him waving a gun. But there's been other incidents that all involve guns in some way.
Suppose he beat up a 17-year-old kid in his backyard, mm-hmm. and there was he brandished a gun in that situation.
Yep. The laser pointing.
Right, with the Indiana Pacers. There's too many things going on here where you can just turn your head and act like nothing's happened. Something's happened.
Now, people were saying that did Embiid deserve the MVP over the Joker? What's your thoughts?
It was close. The numbers are real close. Embiid, I know... politic, like he felt like he didn't get it last year, but now watching the Joker, there's people are like, oh, maybe he might have been. And the one thing I had as a pushback to people who didn't want to vote for him, I get voter fatigue. He won it 2 years, but there are a lot of voters, I think, didn't want him to win it 3 years in a row because Jordan never did it, LeBron never won. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it should be in a vacuum, not where you're looking out for historical standpoints.
Gotcha.
It's got to just be based on the number. And his numbers were very close to Embiid. I don't have an issue because I respect people's votes if they really believed it was Embiid. It's not like the Joker for sure was miles ahead and got jerked. I don't feel like that.
And why do you believe LeBron is better off losing in the Western Conference Finals than the NBA Finals?
But first of all, I call LeBron the FFOT, the finals failure of all time, because he's lost more finals than any other former MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think that if you're still trying to make a case for LeBron against Michael being the GOAT, another loss in the finals doesn't help his argument. He'll be 4-7 it'd be better off if he lost now in this than to go to the finals and lose again. Then people, if you try to make that argument, go, he lost 7 times. Mike won 6, never lost, and won all 6 MVPs. Which one you want?
Yeah, I never understood when we started giving people participation trophies. If that nobody ever said the Buffalo Bills is one of the greatest NFL teams. That never happened.
Thank you. That's my argument all the time when I talk about it. Marv Levy was the coach of that Buffalo Bills team. Went to Have you ever heard anybody say Marv Levy's the greatest coach in NFL history? No, because it's about winning. It is about winning. And if we're talking about the greatest of all time, we should nitpick.
Yeah.
Look through somebody's resume. Who'd you beat? What was the circumstance? What was the situation? That's what. And it doesn't mean that because I don't think LeBron's not the GOAT, I think he's a bum. He's a great player. I think he's the second best player of all time.
I got him.
But I don't think he's the GOAT.
I got him fourth. I got Michael, and people don't agree with this, but I got Steph Curry.
You got Steph Curry.
I got Steph 2, Kobe 3, then Bron, then Magic.
Wow. I can't get with the Steph Curry.
Why?
Because I don't know if he has those other 2 championships without Durant. Remember,
but you could say Bron don't have those championships without Kyrie. You could say he don't have it without Wade. You could say he don't have it without AD. So you could say the same thing.
The only difference is Steph Curry is the author of the biggest choke in the history of the NBA when they lost a 3-1 lead.
Yeah,
it had never happened in the history of the NBA.
When Draymond got suspended that time, right?
Yeah, that was Game 5, but they still lost Game 6, Game 7, and remember. In that finals that year, they set the record for the most wins in the regular season.
Yep.
Okay? They didn't lose more than 2 games in a row all year, and then they lost the last 3 games to lose the finals. That's a big negative for this greatest. And here's the other part.
But he's still 3-1 in NBA Finals against LeBron, and he won a ring without KD. He won 2 rings without KD.
I get it.
KD has done nothing since he's left Steph Curry.
But if you take those 2 away, I don't think you're putting that I think KD, and if you remember KD, they were 8-1 against LeBron, and KD was the best player on that team. Is Steph the greatest shooter of all time to you?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
Who do you think is the best shooter?
I don't know. It's hard for me to say that Steph is because
over who?
And I'm just going to give you circumstance. How can you say he's the greatest shooter when nobody will take him to make a basket to win the game at the end? I think that's why I'm not on board with the greatest shooter of all time.
Damn, that's saying a lot. But I mean, when I look at people who...
But is that fair? Do you see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Like to be the greatest shooter, that's got to be included. You didn't make no big shots?
But then, I see what you're saying.
Because by that logic, Robert Horry's the greatest shooter of all time.
He ain't the greatest shooter.
But by that logic...
You would say Robert Horry's one of the greatest clutch shooters of all time.
So you say Steph's just not a great clutch
I'm just saying because of the clutch doesn't go there. If you want to say somebody's the greatest shooter, it doesn't make any sense to me if I ask you a player and I give you 3 choices to make a shot at the end of the game to win and you don't pick Steph. Steph should be picked every time.
But if, like Charlamagne said, if you put Robert Horry in there and then you talk about clutch shooting and how many times you make it,
they call him,
and then you put those 4 in there,
Big Shot Bob.
You might go to Big Shot Bob because Big Shot Bob
is clutch.
He's clutch.
No, I get it, but I said
that doesn't make him the best shooter.
No, but it's got to be the whole package.
Where do you have Steph? Right? Is he top 5 to you?
No.
Top 10?
Probably top 10.
Who's your top 5 then?
I would say, obviously Michael, LeBron, Kareem, Magic, and then 5. I never really thought about my list.
So Kobe wouldn't be in your top 5?
Nah, Kobe's not in the top 5 either.
Why?
You know why?
He's the closest thing to Jordan.
Yeah, but the only problem is, even on his team when he was with Shaq was the most dominant player in the league, not Kobe. So it's hard for me to...
But then when Shaq leaves, he wins 2.
Yeah, but he didn't win 2 immediately. He had to go get Pau Gasol, let's be honest.
He had to rebuild the team.
Remember when he was with Smush Parker? I don't think he was winning back then, was he?
Okay, so Kobe's not in it. So who's the 5? And who's it between?
I hate to X out the old players. You know what I mean? I think they get the short end of the stick. I mean, obviously, Bill Russell won 11 championships. So it's hard for me to totally leave him out. I'll take Bill Russell.
Is it true you don't think Tom Brady should be allowed in the Hall of Fame?
Tom Brady is the LOAT, first of all.
What's the LOAT?
The luckiest of all time.
God damn, Rob.
Jesus.
What? How?
I could give you 4 of those Super Bowls that he shouldn't have. First of all, the tuck rule, remember that? He coughed up the ball. They gave it back to him.
Rob, he went to 9 Super Bowls.
Okay.
That's unheard
Did they cheat?
of.
Did the Patriots cheat?
I don't know.
No, yes, you do.
Just to get to 9.
Did Tom Brady get suspended?
He went with Tampa.
But I'm asking you.
Literally, after leaving New England, he takes Tampa to the Super Bowl in his first year.
When they won the Super Bowl, I give you that. And that's why I call him lucky. But also, the New England Patriots have cheated. And I just have a hard time with if Tom Brady was suspended by the league for cheating with the Deflategate.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're going to say Bonds and Clemens and all these people don't belong in the Hall of Fame because they cheated or
It's
whatever.
an asterisk,
Okay. Then Tom Brady was a part of an organization and a team that cheated. Why are we making it like that doesn't matter?
I wish my Cowboys would cheat.
Right. Don't you want them to win?
Yes.
Well, Rob, we appreciate you joining us. Give them the information on your podcast, MLB Bro.
MLB Bro, because you need to know, man.
Because you need to know. It's Rob Parker. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Nyla Simone is here, DJ Nyla, and it's time for Pass the Aux.
Go, go, cause that's my DJ. Say go, DJ, cause that's my DJ.
It's time for Pass the Aux with DJ Nyla.
Yup.
Yeah, DJ, come spin, now come spin.
Big Nyla.
That's right. Now, if you don't know what Pass the Aux is, that's what we pass her the aux, and she tell us what we should be listening to, some new stuff. It might be a classic, you never know, but it's something that she's rocking. And Nyla, what's up? Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
What's up, Nyla? That hat is very fresh.
Thank you.
Very fresh. You made that yourself?
No, I didn't make this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it matched my Strength of a Woman shirt. You know, I was out there in Atlanta.
There
this
you go.
weekend for
Hey,
the Black
congrats.
Festival. Thank you. It was fun. But, all right, so to get to the music, I'm going to start off with Lil Durk and J. Cole with All My Life.
Oh, love it.
That record
I love
is
this
phenomenal. I text Bootleg Kev the first time I heard this record. I said, Kev, you spoke too soon about Durk not having a hit record.
No, that's a hit record. That's
That
a
is
smash.
a hit.
That's gonna be the summer anthem.
It should be. To be honest with you, I don't know what determines a hit record no more, though, because it sounds like a hit record.
Sounds like a big record.
You know what I mean?
It sounds like
a huge record. It puts me in the vein of like Jay-Z Hard Knock Life, and not even just because of
The
he got
kids singing.
the kids singing on the hook, but the content of
it
the
just
record.
sounds big, pause.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
question, was Hard Knock Life, like, in the clubs?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah.
You think All My Life is going to be in the clubs?
No.
When I think of,
Yeah, I
like,
think so.
summer,
I
I'm thinking...
Yeah, I think you'll be able to play that record in the club.
It wasn't in the
Yes, it
club.
was.
For a
Yes,
little
it was.
bit.
It was a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't like a big club smash.
No,
Like
it wasn't.
Jay had other records like Money Cash Holes from that
Right,
album
right.
that was in the clubs.
But I think you will be able to play that in a club, a snippet of it.
In and out.
Yeah, because even
Sing
with
it and then get out.
because it was because even with Jay-Z, you would play it to the something for my nigga big Biggie,
then you were going to a
baby,
Biggie record.
and then you go into another
yeah,
J
yeah,
record.
yeah.
No,
Okay.
I used to see people going to a Biggie record.
Or
And then
a
Jay
Biggie
started
record.
doing that. Well, I don't know who did it first, but Jay would
He
do
did
that
One
on
More
stage
Chance.
too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Either way, great record, and I'm honestly not really a huge Little Durk fan, so I
You're not a
had...
huge Dirk fan?
Nah, I don't know.
I like Dirk. I
The
love
Chicago
Dirk.
way-
Dirk is busy.
Yeah, I'm a Cole fan though, so that made me look
Okay.
forward to the Dirk project. So shout out to Dirk for that. And the
Said
Cole
she-
verse was crazy.
She said she went to St. John's because of J. Cole. She got dreads because of J. Cole, and she rides city bikes because of J. Cole. That's what she said.
Yeah, sure.
That's what you told
You
me.
be gassing stuff, man.
I believe him.
All right, so the next one we're gonna get into is Janelle Monáe's new record. You guys probably seen the video; it's going viral. It's called "Lipstick Lover"
That's phenomenal.
So
I
will
like that record.
Charlamagne be my lipstick lover?
for sure.
What does that mean? What's lipstick lover mean?
Lipstick Lover.
It's lesbians, right?
I'm assuming
Oh, okay.
the video, was given like one big orgy.
That's what it seemed like.
Got you.
Yeah. Did you guys see it?
I did. I seen the video. You didn't see
I
the
saw
video?
clip of it. I saw her
Tatas.
tatas. I saw those. I did. I saw those.
I hate having conversations with you guys.
That's what I saw.
It was a clip of her flashing, but I also seen a video where she's swimming through the people's
No,
legs.
I saw a video. I saw the clip of her flashing in the club, but I saw a music video where she got her breast out.
Oh, that was when she was walking up the stairs.
No, I saw her sitting down. Like
No, I saw her at the club do that.
Yeah, she was performing at a club when
Y'all
she
ain't
showed
see
it.
the video then.
No, I did see the video.
Listen, there's a video that I saw on Janelle Monáe page. She posted, and it's from Lipstick Lover.
No, that's when she was in the water and she has a t-shirt
this
on.
is an
walking.
actual music video.
All right, well,
All right.
Either way, what did you guys think? Definitely very BET uncut.
Yes, I like the song. It's dope. Song is dope.
It got a vibe to it, like a Jamaican vibe.
Summer,
almost.
yeah.
Y'all ain't see this?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Wow.
Yeah,
I know I'm right, crazy humans.
All right, well, that's Janelle Monáe's joint. And, somebody commented and was like, yo, Nyla, you would be a great person to play in Janelle Monáe's biopic if they do that. And I'm like, oh, my God, I would love to do that. I don't know about
They
this
gassing
era.
it.
Gassing it.
I don't know who's gassing. They gassing it, yo. What?
nonetheless, if you guys are interested, I'm interested too. All right, and then the last record I'm going to do is from Cali, from Atlanta, and it's called Area Codes.
Okay, Luda did it first. Got to give credit to the OG.
Yeah.
That's all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. She signed Arce, right?
I think Atlantic.
Warner Brothers, Atlantic?
Atlantic.
Yeah, that whole family.
I like the way she was flowing on it. She was definitely in pocket.
Yeah, so that's the new joint. And she's been doing remixes with girls in different area codes. So she did one in New York with like Kenzo B. Then she's going to the West Coast. I think she's going to be doing one with Sexy Red. So it's cool because it's unifying the girls and then just spreading the record.
That's dope.
It seems like everybody's signing women now.
Yeah.
And I wonder I know why, right? But I wonder what's continuing to make them do that. Because usually
probably because they're selling records and making hits.
Yeah, because usually they do that when it's like, a Cardi's hot or a Meg's hot, when it's like one or two people hot. But it just seems like they're just signing a bunch of them.
But think about it. In the last 6 months, how many women have went number one? You got from Lola, Gorilla, you got Lotto, you've gotten Nicki Minaj, Cardi B.
Women have dominated all year long.
Yeah, absolutely. To the point where... Like, I wonder if we're going to get to a point where both can exist at the same time.
What you mean?
Yeah,
because I feel like it's been crickets for the men.
That's not true.
No, Little Baby's still on the charts. Drake's still on the charts. This record that you just played earlier is going to be on the charts.
Yeah, but they're not really, like, moving the needle. Like, the women are moving the needle.
No, it's been definitely a woman-dominated year. That's
in the last 6 months, I would say that.
We just need somebody toxic to come out. That's all.
Y'all got mad toxic. I mean, everything y'all do is toxic. Like, I don't think we need any more of that. What we actually need is something different.
We did. Lil Durk on there. His album is called Almost Healed.
Well, yes.
And in that album, he's literally talking about growing and evolving, and like I love it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think this would be a good year for Durk.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate you for joining us.
Yes, of course. If you guys haven't already, make sure you download the PDA playlist, the Pass the Aux playlist. You can get it by clicking my link in bio on Instagram at Nyla Simone, NYLA SYMONEEE. And while I'm here, I got to do my shameless plugs. I'm sorry. Make sure you guys follow my podcast page at We Need to Talk, at the What Hip Hop Podcast featuring Mouse Jones. And of course, make sure you guys tap into Amazon Music's Twitch every Wednesday night. It's me, Rob Markman, Speedy, and Gabe, and we just go through like hip hop news and debate.
Big Nyla, not the little one. Don't play with her.
Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it.
Okay,
Lola voice.
All right. When we come back, we got the People's Choice Mix. We throw it back on a Friday. Let's go. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Enter for a chance to win a VIP trip to see a Live Nation concert in the city of your choice. Concert week is May 10th through the 16th. $25 all-in tickets. Come see all your favorite artists. For entry and rules, visit breakfastclubonline.com. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building on this Friday.
That's right.
We have Latham Thomas. Welcome back.
Hey, y'all.
It's that time of year again.
That's right.
The Doula Expo.
Yay!
May 20th, May 21st. Tell people what the Doula Expo is if they just finding out.
This Saturday and Sunday.
This Saturday and Sunday. So Doula Expo is Coachella for birth workers and families. It is our annual event that is about really shaping a vision and future for what birth work could be, how we can improve maternal health outcomes, but also how we can celebrate. So it's a party, it's festive, it's a space where people can come together from electeds to families to hospital and healthcare systems. And then doulas and care workers. It's for everybody to have a day of like self-care, reflection, and fun. Yeah.
Now, this is your third one. So what's different about this one, or what can people, if they've been to the recent ones or the ones before, what's different about this one?
That's a great question, MB. So the first year we did it in Bushwick, and it was like a 6,000 square foot space. We had like 400 people. Last year, Charlamagne was there. It was amazing. He did a great talk with Charles Johnson about Black men and maternal health. And then that space was about 16,000 square feet, and we had 1,000 people. This space is 60,000, 60.
Wow.
60,000 square feet. Wow. It's an entire floor in Hudson Yards. We have a private entrance. You come on 10th Avenue, you come up the elevator banks, you're going to be in like Mama Glow world. And yeah, we expect a couple thousand people this year. We have amazing giveaways. This year we have a nursery set. So if you got a baby and you just want to or your baby on the way, and you need a brand new room, we got an entire nursery set that's going to be gifted. It's about $10,000 of value.
Nice.
So, and a really nice, amazing Brooklyn-based modern furniture company that's bringing that in. We have a bunch of different activations. So CVS Health is doing an activation. So there's all these different spaces that you can go in and check out and hang out in throughout the day. And then there's also childcare. So if you have little ones and you want them to, stay active, we have a couple of childcare providers that are there activating and activities for kids. You can just hang out there all day. Yeah.
I feel like it grows so much every year because clearly this information was needed and people wanted a safe space to come talk about Black maternal health.
Exactly. And I think, what we're seeing now, especially with the reintroduction of the Black Maternal Health Omnibus Act, which, is now in its third year being presented. We need to get it passed. I think this is a great space to also lift up policy and legislative efforts that are really important right now. And for those who don't know, Senator Cory Booker and Representative Underwood were the people who really drove forward this legislation through the Black Maternal Health Caucus. And what's really important about this particular package of legislation is it's 13 different bills that it's the most comprehensive piece of legislation to get pushed through, that we need to push through, that addresses maternal health. And so we haven't seen anything like it. We do need to get it passed. We do need to do this on a national level because then it'll impact locally how health funding is dispersed, how we think about accountability when things like maternal deaths happen, how we account for data. It will really help us to do better for our Black moms.
And this is something that Vice President Kamala Harris has really gotten behind too, right?
Absolutely. It is one of the pieces on the federal agenda, and it's something that even when she was a senator, she was doing this work in California. And so, she has also signed on to everything. The White House has made a commitment to maternal health, and they have their maternal health blueprint that they released last year that really kind of outlined like what their provisions were and what they wanted to do on a national level to improve maternal health.
How did you get Tatiana Ali to come host? Because we haven't seen that legend in a while.
A long time, right? I was going to ask the same thing, yeah.
Tatiana and I, we knew each other for a long time, and she also is an incredible maternal health advocate. And somebody she shared her experience, actually, that she had a really challenging first birth experience, which she was able to share and highlight like what happens to people, even people who are resourced, right? Because we know stories like Serena Williams and Beyonce as well. And so she was sharing how she had a similar experience where she wasn't supported in the way she needed. And that made her, really stand on the front lines and also support and champion maternal health. But we're friends too. And she was like, look, I'm coming. I want to do this. We need to like make it a celebration. And last year we had Karen Parsons.
Oh, so you cool with all the banks.
So we got all the banks.
Next year, Carlton and Will? Like, was it?
Yeah, next year we got to have Will and Jada, right? No, but amazing. I mean, she's so great. And I think the mission and what we're doing, is just about like uplifting birth workers, uplifting maternal health, and also just like, it's a celebration too, because birth should be joyful and transcendent and celebratory, right? And a lot of the conversations we're having obviously focus on maternal deaths. And if we're focused there, it does take us away from the really beautiful things we should also be celebrating and preparing people for. So that's what this weekend is about. It's about celebration. It's about loving up on people, gifting them, making sure that they have the resources that they need. We've been able to support a lot of birth workers and also people in community who can't afford to attend with, access to the event. So that's another thing that we're also proud of.
And you're a professor at Brown University as well, right?
Yes. So since I saw y'all last, I had a historic appointment at Brown University as an assistant visiting professor of the practice of gender and sexuality studies in the Pembroke Center for Teaching and Learning on Women. I know it's a lot. And so at Brown...
That sounds like Ron DeSantis would strike that down if he had the chance.
Oh, yeah, he would. Yeah, he'd be like, wait, what? Gender studies, sexuality studies, like, right? So, but what's great about this appointment at Brown is that I've been working with the next generation of people who want to be in healthcare, who want to be OBGYNs. My students, like, the range of students will be like bioethics, OBGYN, public health, OB-GYN, and pre-med.
That's interesting because I never thought about that before. Was doulas recognized? Are they recognized as like medical professionals?
That's a great question. So they're not. They're non-clinical care providers. So with that, and that's very important because somebody might say, oh, let me have a doula to come deliver my baby. That's not supposed to happen, right? You're supposed to have a clinician, so a midwife or a physician to deliver the baby. The doula is there as a non-clinical care provider to provide emotional support, physical support, education, advocacy tools, and partner support so that when you move through this process, you have what you need to, to feel supported.
I was going to ask for people that want to come out this weekend, how can they, is there purchasing tickets? How can they get tickets? And what should they expect? What time should they be there? And all that other stuff?
I'm like so excited because I'm like, I want to experience the day, but I have to work today.
That's right.
So 10 a.m. doors open. The content will kind of kick off starting around, I think, 11. And then they can just be there throughout the day. One thing to think through too, if you can't physically come, you can do live streaming. So you can just go to doulaexpo.com and there's, information on that. But you want to be there because it is a vibe, it is a mood. For Breakfast Club, folks, like I did last time, I love y'all. I love your listeners. Like if people want to put the Breakfast Club at checkout, we'll have tickets for you to attend and you can come complimentary as guests of our because these are my people, Envy and Charlamagne.
That's right.
All right.
What's the website?
So doulaexpo.com. And then when you see the registration, do DOULA Expo, EXPO.com. And then when you see the registration, click there. And then when you check out, put The Breakfast Club.
Now, for the last question, for people that want to get involved, maybe they can't get this year, want next year, maybe they want to donate something or they want to be a part of it. For all these companies out there, whether it's Gerber or whoever it may be.
I love you for this. Yes.
How can they get in touch with you?
They can email us info@mamaglow.com.
info@mamaglow.com. Well,
That's
thank you for
easy.
joining us. And I want to see everybody out there on May 20th, May 21st. That's this Friday and Saturday.
This weekend, Doula Expo.
Don't miss it, y'all. See
Birth
you
to the
there.
future. I love that name. by the
Birth
way.
to the future. That's our theme. Yes, it's futuristic.
There you go.
That's right.
It's Latham Thomas. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. All right, well, shout out to Latham Thomas for joining us this morning. Make sure you definitely check out her Doula Expo. And I just want to say I appreciate all you guys. We got about 9 days left to my car show in Memphis. The love is so real. I appreciate you guys. I mean, we're going to have cars, of course, Young Dolph's Fleet. We're going to have Key Glock, 50 Cent, Bun B, myself. There's so many people put their cars in the show, and I just want to say thank you. There's going to be rides. There's going to be games for kids, gaming trucks. There's going to be food trucks, so many things. If you want to put your car in the show, we still have a little space. DJMVCarshow@gmail.com if you want to be a vendor. And I can't wait to see you guys. It's next Sunday. Of course, there's no work or school next week, Monday, because of Labor Day. It ends out Memphis in May. So if you're in the surrounding areas, pull up on us at Memphis. And if you can't make that one, Father's Day weekend, we're heading to Houston, H-Town. So salute to my brother, Trey the Truth, and everybody out in Houston, because we do that car show for the community each and every year. And again, kids 5 and under are free.
Ross said that's Trey Car Show, yo.
You can say whatever you want. Trey's my brother.
Technically it is. It's you and Trey's.
It's me and Trey's show. Yeah. And the thing about it is when
God.
No, I'm gonna tell
Here
you.
we go.
No, I'm gonna tell you some real stuff. When I first started thinking about doing the car shows in different areas, I didn't know Houston. So I reached out to Trey, and Trey was like, yo, let's do it together.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Exactly. So when it started popping, I figured it out, and Trey called me up and said, let's do it together. So, I like to spread money, and I love Trey. That's my brother. So the fact that we can do it together and build the city and do everything that we want to do for community.
You're doing what you're supposed to do.
Absolutely. So shout out to my brother, Trey.
So when you go to Miami to do it, you got to do it with Ross.
No.
Could you stop?
No.
Okay? Unity is strength.
It is.
All right. When there is teamwork and collaboration, wonderful things can be achieved. That is actually my positive note of the day. Okay. This is just all fun and games. It's just, men having delightful, playful banter back and forth with each other. That's all. And everybody gonna win at the end of the day. Your car show gonna be a success. Ross' car show gonna be a success. Right now it's just all about who got the best jokes.
All right, but Eddie Murphy's still man milked in his bed.
You gotta stop saying that, because Eddie, I don't know what Eddie got to do with it. You can make Eddie throw a car show. Now if Eddie throw a car show, both of y'all in trouble.
You right.
Okay?
You right.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?